Hello, I'm Dale from the British Bushcraft School, and today I'm going to give you some tips on survival. So I'm going to show you how to make a fishing net. The equipment you need is some cord, you need a sizing card like this, and you need a netting needle. Now you can buy these for about £5 from the internet, or you can make your own like I've made this one. And then the final thing you need is a stake in the ground in which to tie your net to. But the first step you do is you need to load your string on to your netting needle, and I'll show you how to do that now. I'll start by loading the needle. Basically, you need to lay your piece of cord like that on the one side, come up over and hook it around that peg, and then you go down up the other side while still holding that on the back and hook it around that side, and then down again underneath and hook it over there, and then you just keep repeating this until you have lots of string on your netting needle. Okay, first thing you want to do is take the end of your cord and tie a reasonably sized overhand knot. It's got to be big enough so that your netting needle can pass through it, so like that, just a loop in the end of the line. I then hook that over the peg in the ground. Now this is where the sizing card is important. It needs to be fairly thin but wider than your netting needle. The sizing card will determine the final size of the actual squares of the fishing net. So if you're making a net to catch a specific species of fish, you need to gauge your sizing card to that species of fish. The actual finished squares, the diagonal of them, will be about the size of the width of this sizing card here. So when you've tied your loop onto your pole, you then place your sizing card underneath the line and slide it up so the knot is at the top. Then hold it with your thumb and take your netting needle, pass it upwards through this loop here, and then pull it down so it's tight around this sizing card. Place your thumb on, and then you want to come underneath the whole loop like this. And you see I've made a loop there that's now hanging here. I need to come up through this loop here, and what I'm doing basically is tying off there. Now you need to repeat that again. So I'll come down and then up through that loop there, pull it tight, put my thumb on that there, and go around the whole thing and then up through that loop there to lock that off. And then I remove my sizing card, and I should have two loops like this. So what you need to do now is choose one of the loops, it doesn't matter which one. Take your netting needle, pull the line down around your sizing card, and then just choose one of the loops and put your netting needle through it. It'll be quite fiddly to start with. Like this. Okay. And then once you put it through that loop, pull it up. You can see how it works like that. Pull it up tight and then go around everything. Like that. And then bring the knot you're about to tie. Make sure this knot stops at the top of the card like that. And then pick up the next loop. Come up through. Come down so that the bottom of this loop we've just picked up here underneath my left index finger touches the top of the card. Place my thumb on there to pinch it in place, and this time instead of going around all of them, you'll see that these two lines here which make up this last loop just go inside those two there like that, so they're both to the right, so you've got two lines to the right. Go around and then come up through again to make your stopper knot there, and then you do one more. So you go through this loop again. When you're starting your fishing nets, you'll see what I mean in a minute when I take this off, but you always do one extra at the end. and I'll show why that is in a second. So there we go, one extra. Again, 2 lines to the right, round, paste some more string off my netting needle, pull this back out, go up and through there to make the stopper knot at the top. Then I can pull out the sizing card, and what I've created there is the first square of a fishing net, which is this here. Now we add 1 extra every time because we need an extra loop. The fishing net will grow like this, like a triangle. It will grow bigger and bigger because we add an extra one at the end every time. See, the net has grown even bigger. As you can see, it's starting to come out in a triangular formation. So when you've got to the final size of the net you want, then you have to start leaving one off at the end to shrink it down. Okay, so I'm ready to tie the last loop onto my fishing net, so it'll be finished. So as you can see here, the net has shrunk down now, so I need 1 more square in this bottom corner. So it's exactly the same process again. I'm picking the net up, putting the netting needle through this loop here, pulling it down so the bottom of the loop is touching the top of the sizing card. Go around. It's a lot easier to see this now because the net's got longer and I can hold it higher off the floor. Through that loop there to do the stop knot. And then pick up this final loop here. I'll ignore that one. Do this final loop. Leave the 2 to the right again. Come up through there, not through that loop shouldn't be in the way. So coming up through there, and then tying off on your knot there like that. And hopefully, if we've done it right, we should have a completed fishing net.